It's like you're really trying to do this. Like
Putting
you're
in
really
work.
trying to do this. All right, Renwick, hit him with the TDLR. What are we here for today?
Yo. So the man, my estranged non-biological grandfather, Saladin, he made a little video about me and my buddy Kareem here. Um, he went in, he was talking some shit. He proposed a bunch of questions, I should say, or debate points, and they were all nonsense. So I told Kareem, I said I can break down every one of these with like 100% accuracy. So the man went to work. I literally wrote and typed out all Saladin's points of disagreement, and then I typed up some answers. Now you know the boy. I can't spell. I can't really read too well. I have adult autism, so just work through me on this one. But we're here to knock out his points.
We're here to list some stuff off. So we're gonna play a little game that's called Sala Says. Is he gonna be right? Is he gonna be wrong? We don't know. All right, first in here that Mr. Saladin Salam, Neapolitan Mastiff, Conde de Pressa, International Historical Talk. Yo. I used to be a fan. I used to be out there. First question Sala said was, Mike never had Land of Giant Pit Bulls.
Yeah. Yep. He claimed he didn't have pit bulls. Obviously, we've seen. I have pictures. We have all kinds of documents that could be listed as asked. But Mike Sr. may have not had Land of Giant Pit Bulls specifically, like specifically from Ken Buzzle, I think his name was. But for a fact, Mike always had game dogs and large catch weight game dogs. There's pictures from back when before Mike Jr. was born that we have, during Mike Jr.'s childhood, and after. And even regardless, if he didn't have Land of Giants, we know he had large catchweight game dogs, and he lived right down the street from Ken Buzzle, owner and breeder of Land of Giants pit bull. So it's not out of the conversation that he never had those dogs. There's no proof to say he did not.
That's pretty solid argument right there. Pretty solid point. So, solid there you go. Number 2, Sala said there were no Rottweilers around Mike Sr. So, David, before you even answer this, I just want to toss this out there.
Yeah.
It is common knowledge that a lot of these old breeders, Valentine, Leroy Mia, all those guys bred Rottweilers before. So, I mean, that is like the one breed that would be around these people. But I digress. You answer those questions.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was common knowledge that Kathy, Senior's wife, had and owned and showed and championed a German Lion Rottweiler female that was directly off of John Craddy's yard out of Marion, Ohio. Not to mention, obviously, it just comes into play into the dogs. There was the guy by the name of Rosario out of the Poconos who had a long, outstanding German-bred line of Rotts that he crossed into his Corsos, and those dogs got peddled around. Also, he goes to say about the dogs being titled. Almost all dogs that came out of Germany back in the day, Rottweilers, they all came from titled high level lines. I mean, Craddy had all titled extremely good Rotts from Germany, imported from Germany, and so did Rosario. And those dogs were right around Senior the whole time of the inception. Like everybody said, all those guys were friends. Even regardless if they raised it, they were all friends. Senior moved around and knew all the dog breeders. He lived down the street, literally down the street from guys who bred all these breeds at a high level back in the day.
There we go. So our next question, Sala says, let me hit the comments real quick. We got Down to Earth, 6831. Yes, gang, salute. Give me one of those little salutes as well. We got Hardmouth K9. Good morning, gentlemen. What's up, Hardmouth? Hardmouth K9 on the Instagrams. That is Hardmouth K9 on the Instagrams. You got King Kojak OWCC. Everybody's favorite nephew. What up, Zachary Runyon?
Yo.
Favorite nephew. Everybody's. Anyways, back to the questions. Here we go. Next question. Sala says the Super 6 were Sicilian Broncheros and were bred to Neo via Mike Satilli of the USA. So he is saying these Super 6 were Sicilian Broncheros that were bred to the Neapolitan Mastiff by Mike Satilli in the United States of America.
And let's just play this out. So that may be true. Let's just say that's true. How, if the Sicilian Bronquieros, if they were Sicilian Bronquieros, why do I personally own line-bred, inbred stock down from those original dogs with none of the extra stuff put in there? Why is it when I DNA test those dogs, they all contain Neo, Rot, and American Pit Bull Terrier blood with 0 percentages of foreign blood? You would think if these dogs were Sicilian Bronquieros, supposedly, even if there was just a little bit, why wouldn't I be touching any? Why wouldn't I be touching any of that stuff in DNA? And then I wrote down here. Also, if they were Sicilian Bronquieros, what is it? What did I put here? Hold on a second. I'm reading my own notes. I don't know how to write. Oh, I put okay. If they were Sicilian Bronquieros and Mike really brought them over, how would such an old rustic breed vary so much in size as recorded by Mike? The Super 6 varied in size from anywhere from 90 to 150 pounds, and the phenotype varied. And most of those old rustic, land race breeds, such as these Sicilian Bronquieros, they shouldn't vary so much in type as the Super 6 did.
Solid. And I mean, I'm just going to toss this in, maybe here nor there, but where are the Sicilian Bronquieros of today? In 2026, when you look up a Sicilian Bronquiero, where are these dogs? Where are these mysterious dogs?
Yeah.
This mysterious land race dog. Just asking for a friend out here. But I digress. Going back in, our next question from Saladin. He said, even if there were 2 dogs with Neapolitan Mastiff, Rottweiler, and Pit Bull Terrier blood, in this day and age, all of that would be washed out. So he's saying if there were 2 dogs that were bred like that with Neo, Rot, and American Pit Bull Terrier, the blood would be washed out by now because there were only 2 contributing descendants.
Yeah. So what I come to believe on that, it's not the case, because most bred and used studs of the 80s, 90s, mid 2000s, a lot of those famous stud dogs were F1 and F2 fresh crosses. And if you read the pedigrees or know anything about the current American bred Corsos, they're inbred and line bred on those studs anywhere from 10 to 30 times, depending on, the line and the pedigree. So there is no chance those other breeds, their blood percentages could be watered down or bred out, because in point, Rocco Nero, Zale, Armani, Bubba, you name it, Nugget, just to name a few of those crosses, those were the dogs that were fresh crosses with Neo, Rot, and some of those dogs had fresh pit bull. So if those dogs are in your pedigree in what, 30 years, and you got, 10, 15 generations, if you got that dog in there 10 to 30 times, how could that blood be watered down? How could it be washed away if that you're constantly doubling up, tripling up on those said dogs in certain amount of generations? So that's completely false, saying that those, if only one or two of those dogs were used, that would be watered down. No, if one or two of those dogs were put in the beginning and never gone back to, but that's not the case. Those dogs were bred upon themselves so many times that blood can't be washed away.
Okay, but David, let me ask you this, just to play advocate for the enemy. Let me ask you this question over here. That may be true what you said, but he was there.
He was. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot. I just forget. I always forget that. I forget that he was there.
You did not account for that. Okay. Next question. Why, if the best Neapolitan and Rottweiler were used in the inception of these dogs, did they possess weak rare ends in the Super 6? So why did the Super 6 possess weak rare ends if he used the supposed best Neo and best Rottweiler?
Yeah, so clearly Saladin does not know this, but when you cross breeds, no matter how good both specimens are, you rarely get their characteristics in the first cross, because most traits, purebred, are bred on some sort of recessive traits. corresponding to the breed. When crossed to unrelated breeds, the offspring usually revert back to this is something I use. I use it in birds. I call it wild type. So they revert to the wild type, aka the dominant genes are expressed, not the recessive traits. This would explain the weak rear ends on some of them. Plus, mind you, the neos Mike Sotilli would have used in these crosses were not the neos of today. They were not, or they were more cleaner, more athletic neos with less bone, like the Cornelia dog, the Sophia dog that he imported during the 70s. And really, only one dog from the Super Six really had a weak rear end, and that was my team Malachia. The rest of those dogs have pretty good rears and pretty correct bone structure for the frame of the dogs, if anybody remembers and seen that.
All right, there we go. Sala says, question number 6. Sala says, David said Beduza was the mother of the Super Six and that Linda Valentine whelped the litter. So he is saying that David said Linda Valentine whelped the litter of the Super Six where Beduza was the mother.
Yeah, so Saladin, he don't obviously don't watch the content, doesn't pay attention too well, because I never said Benduza was the mother of the Super Six. As we all know, I have that that old Polaroid picture from Linda Valentine with a black and tan brindle pointed bitch that was labeled the mother of Banduza, which would be the mother of the supposed Super Six. And also, mind you, I said this before 3 years ago. When I called Linda Valentine, Linda claimed she whelped the Super Six when we spoke on the phone. She also gave very detailed explanation of Mike Sotilli going back and forth to Italy, the waiting for these dogs to come over. He supposedly brought a couple females over. Like I said, she went into a very detailed story on these dogs, and that's just what it is. It is a story. But why, if I'm trying to document these American dogs, get all my ideas and all these stories and kind of link them together and try to figure out what the real history here is, why would I leave that out? I'm talking to a lady that at the time was probably, I don't know how old Linda is, but she's probably in her, 70s, 60s, 70s?
Yeah,
Like,
I think past 60s, yeah.
And she's been out of courses for probably a decade. Why would she feel the need to lie about something like that? It just seems odd. Like for an older woman who has nothing really to do with the dogs currently, why she would lie when what does she have to gain anymore? She's not really even famous in the courses like Mike or other people. Like she's not. So anyway, I feel like I would have been a fool if I would have left those points out of kind of my research and history of the dogs. It's a good part of history. And mind you this, Saladin always claims that he was there. So since I was not there, I don't know. Well, guess what? Linda was there before him. She really did the dog. She really had a kennel set up. So I would think that her points would be more valid than Saladin's, but I digress.
There we go. Number 7, Sala says, Wisdom Panel and Embark DNA tests are false.
Yep. He's
He
been saying that
all Wisdom and Embark DNA tests are false.
So this is just a quick question, for his rebuttal, but I believe it is accurate because a lot of these known band dog programs, American Sentinel, I've seen Embark and Wisdom Panel DNA. I've seen the Malasser, Presamayo DNA, several other band dog programs where they put the breeds in. They know exactly what's there DNA wise, and those dogs are coming back exactly the same percentages. You there, Cream? Hold on here. Cream, if you can hear me on here, go out and come back in. See if you can go out and come back in. All right, hold on. We're gonna kick Sala, or we're gonna kick Kareem out and see if he'll come back in here. Can everybody still hear me? Everybody still seeing this? Still hearing me? Can they see me on the screen? Let me know in the chat here. All right. Hardmouth Canine says we're all good. Give me a second. All right, hold on. We're trying to get Kareem back in here. Here we go. Hold on, we're trying to get Kareem back in here. There we go.
Yo.
We're back at it.
We're back. Yo, keep talking, David. Let the
Yep.
boy set up the green screen.
Yep. So we were back on question 7 there about the DNA. Like I was saying before, whatever happened, the stuff coming back accurate. These guys with these known band dog programs where they're the person putting in these specific breeds, they know the exact percentages. These embarks are coming back 100% what they put in, down almost to the T. So I'm not saying it's 100%, but from these results I'm seeing, these known band dogs programs, I'm seeing it come back very accurate. So I don't know where Saladin sees his stuff, but it's coming back. If nothing else, the newer the farther along that Embark and Wisdom Panel go, the more accurate it's getting. So
that's what I'm saying, right? All right, brother Wenrick. Let me hop in the comment section real quick. We got some people out there. Colossal Mastiff. Here we go.
Yo.
My man says, what I wondered was how many dogs were actually in the Super 6 litter. I heard it was more than 6 dogs. So what happened to the other pups? Did they get called out the litter early? So that's one question from Colossal Mastiff.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that there was like 13. They lost some, but there were several known dogs that got sold that had problems. What's her name? There was that lady, that crazy lady from back in the day, Sandra something, Sandra Stevens or something like that. She had a dog off the Super 6. It never got bred, never got registered because it was completely like dysplastic or something. Hips were shot even as a pup. So there was a lot of different dogs out there that never saw the light of day.
Okay, we're going to go to Down to Earth. He said, I've read that Wisdom Panel can show more other Molliser noise in small percents. I think you have a typo there. More other Molliser DNA, I'm going to assume, is what he's trying to say, in small percents because of the ancestry overlap. Apparently, Embark does a deeper dive for the Corso. So I've heard the opposite, brother. I heard Wisdom Panel actually does a deeper dive on the Corso opposed to Embark. But that's neither here nor there. Let me go back to Saints fan. We got Saints fan. Saints fan, are we cool, bro? Like, I don't know, man. This is like a toxic relationship because you're cool sometimes and other times you're kind of an asshole. But for the sake of conversation, this man's coming correct. So he says,
correct. Yep.
Mark could be a good tool, but when you send in a sample and it tells you it's 100% Corso, you know that is not accurate. I can agree with that.
Agreed.
I can agree with it.
Agreed.
I can agree with it.
Agreed.
So now, the world in Saints fan, we're cool right now. We're cool.
Yeah.
We're cool. Okay. Let's get back to the question. So, Sala says number 8. Yo, Saint says we're good, bro. All right, Saints, we're good, bro. We're good, bro. We cool. Anyways, Sala says number 8. He says, if the American Corso are just band dogs, why not start from scratch? If you compare the dogs of today to the dogs of the past, based on common traits of dogs of the past and today, you can make a line from scratch.
Yeah, and what I thought up to that, I said that's a dumb question. I don't have to start from scratch because I have the last of the pure American blood that everybody pissed away and watered down. There's no need to start from scratch. But if I had to, I could. I 100% could. I would completely prove him wrong. Also, Saladin is saying that to just pick a dog with the correct traits, no matter how they're bred, um, and breed type to create the correct Corso. That's the stupidest thing I've heard. Um, this would set anyone back much further than they would have to. You know, when it comes to to that, like why would you just pick a dog based on traits with not knowing the pedigree and just breed type to type? It's going to set you back genetically. And from the standpoints of a line, so far it's not even funny. Why not get in with a person like myself, get some of the American base stock, inbreed, line breed to an extreme degree, you know, that the prepotency allows. It would allow you to. Oh, he left. It would allow you to breed stock from here to anything you could to produce the correct traits in the American dog. So we're gonna see if Cream comes back in, but my notes are all fucking jumbled here. But what Saladin was saying, he's asking if about me starting from scratch. Why not just start from scratch and make my own Corso? I don't have to. I got the American blood at its purest, at its finest. I don't need to start from scratch. I could if I wanted to. Don't get me wrong. But he says why don't I start from scratch? But at the same point, why would I want to start from scratch? Because he advocates for people just getting dogs with the correct old school type and bring them together no matter how they're bred. Well, that'd be scatterbreeding. That'd just be type to type. Type to type sets you way further back instead of getting in with a line like dogs from here, inbred, line bred to an extreme degree, high prepotency, to where you could just get a dog from here and breed it to almost anything, and you're going to get the correct traits because it's line bred, inbred on a specific pedigree, not just traits. So that was a stupid question or whatever by Saladin.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, another question answered. Also, to add to that, what David was just saying, I dropped for a second in there, so I don't know if you covered this already, but
yeah,
like Saladin always advocating breeding just type to type, not knowing anything back then. Also, if you wanted to do that, that was the heyday to do that back in the 90s, late 80s, when the pure base of those dogs weren't contaminated. You didn't have those Timitor looking Rottweilers back then, so you're not going to fall into that. Neos were not bred to such a degree as they are now back then. So you had different components that you could have used. I believe you can't do that in 2026 because it's just David's point's valid, but like even that, you don't have the right ingredients anymore. Those ingredients are gone, cut up, they out. Question number 9 on Sala says, Giovanni Toomley tried to find the farmer that Mike Satilli Sr. got the Super 6 from. He said many dogs in Italy looked like the Super 6. So going back, Giovanni Toomley tried to find the farmer that Mike Satilli got the Super 6 from to no avail. Toomley was not able to find that mysterious farmer to get the Super 6. And then he said many of the dogs in Italy looked like the Super 6. So you have a 2-part question here, David.
Yeah. And I said what I pondered and thought about on this. I said, did he ever think that the reason Giovanni Toomley could not find the farmer is because the motherfucker didn't exist? The motherfucker wasn't a real person. It's like he was fake. He was made up. AKA Mike made the dogs in his backyard in New Jersey. And out of thousands and thousands of photos of dogs that I've gone through from overseas, there has not been one fucking dog that I have found that has resembled the Super 6 in any shape or fashion. I mean, I have looked, Cream will agree to this, almost anybody will agree to this. I've never seen a dog that looks like the Super 6 that is not on U.S. soil, that is not down from that blood. Absolutely not.
100%. You could even go back to videos that were posted when they're doing the open NC stud book videos. Tell me what dog in any of those videos looked like a Super 6 dog.
Yeah.
Add it to the comments later on. Feel free to post it, timestamp it, check it out. We'll go over it. So there we go. So that question answered. Number 10, Sala says, dogs of the bloodline like Quasar, David, etc., look like American Bulldog. I thought this man had an eye. They look like American Bulldog.
I thought he had an eye too.
Says they share the same phenotype as Bubba from Masterpiece. So Saladin says dogs coming down off the bloodline, David, Quasar, all those other dogs look like American Bulldogs. Says they shared the same phenotype as Bubba of Masterpiece. David.
Yeah, got to be absolutely blind, have your head in your ass if you think that. But obviously that's absolutely incorrect. But if you look at the import dogs, they look nothing like true American Bulldogs, like nothing like the original Johnson or Scott type dogs in any way, shape, or form. Like if you want to compare them to American Bulldogs, they would be like the new hyper type, like super hyper type American Bulldogs. Yes, those import dogs from that line look like the current hyper American Bulldogs, because the new hyper American Bulldogs and the import Corso share the same common breeds: Boxer, Bull Mastiff, Dog de Bordeaux. So if you're trying to say he looks anything like Masterpiece Bubba, I mean that's just retarded, because Bubba, we all know that dog was a fresh cross between the downline Super 6 stuff, whatever you want to believe that is. So Kareem thinks it's Sicilian. I mean, Saladin thinks it's Sicilian Bronchiero. Just yo, get my shit mixed up.
Yo, niggas mixed up more like it.
Yo. So Saladin thinks that Masterpiece Bubba looks like those import dogs, which we all know that Bubba was the cross of Satili's original downline stuff, whatever you think that is. He thinks it's Sicilian Bronchiero. I think it's Neo Rat Pit, but it was that stuff bred to fresh American Pit Bull Terrier. Like, so what I'm told, what I've seen written down here is American Pit Bull Terrier, and there was maybe some Bull Mastiff, maybe like some Swinford style stuff that was put into Senior's original stuff, and that's what made Bubba. But he had a lot of American Pit Bull Terrier put into that original stuff. So they don't even share the same shit. Saying that Bubba and the import dogs like Quasar and those dogs look like the same, I mean, that's just retarded. You have to be blind.
But he's got the eye and he was there. I don't know, David. I don't know.
It's true.
All right. So, last question. The last question.
No, it's not the last question.
Yeah, isn't it number 11?
We got 12 and 13 yet.
Bro, I got to go back in my phone for 12. You might have to read off 12.
Shit. I'll have to read my own questions. God damn it.
No, bro, you're manning it. So, well, we're on question number 11.
Yeah.
Right now. So it says, on the pod, I was talking about the negative connotation with the word American in front of breeds in regards to Rottweiler and Doberman, because usually when you hear American, people are like, oh, it's American bred, it's shittier than the original one, or, whatever like that. So there's a negative connotation that goes with American when it comes to said followed breed, which doesn't have to be the case, because those dogs are made in another country, but then they're bred in America. So it's just whatever you want to take it. David, get to the question.
Got it. Yeah. So Saladin was trying to say that there's no such thing as an American Rottweiler Doberman, and I'll give it to him. There is no true American Doberman or Rottweiler, because the Doberman and Rottweiler was not created from scratch here in America after the breed was already established. We didn't make our own. When we're speaking in terms of American and Doberman and Rottweiler, the breed, it pertains to the selection process that the Americans put onto the breed after we obtained them from Germany or wherever the fuck you got your lines from. That we're talking about the selection process. But when we're talking about the Corso, we have the Italian Corso that was made in Italy, but there is such a thing as the true American Corso, because we had Corsos that were made from scratch here in America. You cannot call anything off the Satili lines even if Saladin wants to say they are Sicilian Bronchiero, we know they were crossed to Neos. We know the freaking Rottweiler came in later and the Pit Bull. So they were made from scratch here in America. So that is 100% an American Corso. Like I said, I will give it to him. Yes, the Rottweiler, the Doberman, you can't call them American because we're talking about the selection process. But it's not the same thing because these American line Corsos are absolutely made from scratch here in America. That's why we call them what we call them, American Corsos. That's why we don't call them Conning Corsos.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Let me hit the comment section real quick. We got KD Doghouse. Says top of the AM. Everybody in the comments, we want to bring KD on. Let the man get his little interview like wasted. So KD, just say yes and hop on next week, bro. Let the people see your program. Let the people hear you speak. But David, question number 12, because I don't have that. So
the man didn't write down. Yo. So I got wrote down. Saladin claims Satilli imported Italian Corso, also took other breeders, aka Ed and Chrissy Hodis, to Italy, and they also bought and imported their own Italian specimens. But I wrote down that I do acknowledge that Mike did go and purchase imports and import his own dogs, but I was told and explained to that he did that to further the lie. He went and bought those import paper dogs, brought them over, and then sold them, culled them, did whatever he did so he could take their papers and hang them on his fresh crosses. Case in point, how do you think Zale got his paperwork? We all know Zale was made here in the States, bred off of champion Big Boy Bruiser to like a downline Duro female, but he has an entire import pedigree. You go look at Zale in the database, pure import pedigree, because they just imported dogs and hung papers on them. So going back to what I wrote there, Ed and Chrissy, I do believe they may have brought over a couple Italian imports. However, I believe those were also detriments to the breed. I don't think that ever should have happened. You know, they went over there and brought over those dogs like Terrell and they bought some stuff down off that Jimmy dog, I think it was. I think they got some dogs off that Jimmy dog, and I don't believe it should have happened. I think that they kind of ruined some of their dogs by bringing that stuff over. So I do acknowledge it happened. I do acknowledge Ed and Chrissy brought some import dogs over. I don't think it ever should have happened. But Mike did also bring some import dogs over, but he didn't use those dogs. He called those, used their papers to hang them on his newer made crosses that came further down.
And also, let's say this, David, there's also a lot of stories of the dogs that they imported, like they never bred, they never used, they thought they were lousy specimens. And you know what I said? Take the papers, use them, call the dog.
Absolutely. I mean, not to mention, like, you've seen those dogs that they brought over, the ones that Ed and Chrissy brought over, and even there's some pictures that float around of the dogs that Mike brought over, even Junior. Like that Zach Attack, that Zach. What what dog I'm talking about?
Looking dog, yeah, that dog
like a Great Dane Neo looking dog, and then they brought over that dog that's on the front of that Corso book, which I don't even know what that dog looks like. It just kind of looked like a mongrel. Terrell looked like a big catch weight game dog bred to a fucking Great Dane. Like, they didn't look anything like the full kennel of American dogs that they had. Like I'm talking that Ed had. So anyway, that kind of covers that. And then last question that I wrote down that Saladin was pondering on is he also claims nobody kept or ran with the Masterpiece bloodline because of Kathy's short time in the breed before her passing. But I have written down here, which is completely false. Tony Scandy, Derek Matson's program had loads of Masterpiece dogs, which have been inbred and line bred upon through their bloodlines for many years. Also, many other people utilize Masterpiece bloodline that Saladin's not aware of. Saladin claims to know the entire spectrum of the Corso space from, I guess, coast to coast. When we're talking in the States here, he claims to know every dog that got bred. Just like I picked up a dog from the Amish not too long ago, a couple years ago. That dog's sire side of the pedigree had an entire line of masterpiece dogs that I don't even know if Saladin even knows these dogs. There was dogs I never even knew existed. Dogs that aren't on the database, never seen a picture of. Newfound masterpiece dogs that I never even knew existed. So right there, and with Tony and Derek's original programs, there was load of masterpiece dogs that were used and bred upon. So again, plenty of people use that shit. Just because she had a short time in the breed and then she passed doesn't mean those dogs didn't get put into the hands of people that inbred and line bred that stock. But I see a question coming down here in the comments.
Let me get there. Ox Warrior says, why the Saladin hate?
Why the Saladin hate?
Is it really hate? I don't think it's hate. Questioning an opinion isn't hate, my friend.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we ain't hating. We've hated on him in the past. Don't get me wrong. I've hated on him in the past. But this is not a hate video. He proposed all these statements and these opinions on his part, and this video of him talking shit, him hating on us. So I devised that I was going to write all these questions down, formulate some answers that prove him wrong, and this is just a shot back at his video that was made on us. So that's what this is. This is not a hate video.
But if you do want to see hate, Tim Kaufman, Cane Corso enthusiast, you are an amateur at the Photoshop. You have opened up something that you, dear Lord, I don't know why you did this, Tim Kaufman, but it's your time will come, my friend. You don't understand the MS Paint skills that goes on at Old World Cane Corso.
Yeah. You see the thumbnail of this video? Do you see the tasteful thumbnail of this video?
Flawless execution.
Yeah.
Tim Kaufman, your time is coming. We will get you, Cane Corso enthusiast. Yep. We will come for you. We will let you know that your Bull Mastiff Boxer hybrids are not the actual breed of dog. Tony Scandy fanboy number 1. I am not a fan of the Cane Corso enthusiast. Kiss my ass. Anyways, David.
Yeah. Very tasteful. That's very tasteful. That was well executed into the pod.
Thank you.
So I guess that's pretty much all the questions. You know, maybe I didn't execute them as well as not. But like I said, I'm not the best. I'm not the best reader or writer, as some people know. I excel in breeding animals. But some closing statements here that I have for the boy Saladin. You'll notice how Saladin and all his rants of me, Kareem, the Old World program, never has any negative connotations to say about my dogs. Never once has he criticized or downplayed my dogs. He only criticizes my secondhand information, as well as what do I say here? Yeah, I say he discredits my secondhand information, and my approach. Sounds like everybody else I know that disagrees with me, because no one can criticize my dog's phenotype. Temperament is directly that of the dogs from the 80s and the 90s that were bred here in the U.S. Also, I quote Sala for saying, "You find a good Corso where you find it." I, Dave Wenrick, found it with the Amish community, who preserved and maintained the pure downline from Mike Tilly and the original pioneers of the breed here in America. So again, Corso, Saladin says a good Corso where you found him. I found him. Also here, what do I say? I'm fucking with my notes. Hold on.
Bro, when you're not off the fly, you get jammed up, bro.
Bro, you know, this is why I come off the cuff. This is why I don't write shit down, but I wanted to try to keep it organized. But the man's all fucked up.
Is it where you rather have 50% of the information, and was it that quote, or?
I'm just trying to figure out. I have my shit mixed up here.
All right. Well, while you're looking for that, I'm going to read something out of the comment section. Peter Ramirez says, y'all see Mike Jr. is supposed to be on Gerald's podcast. Mike Jr. is supposed to be on Uncle Garfield's podcast. Shout out Gerald, All World Doberman.
Yo, shout
Man's a,
out. That's my guy right now.
that
That's
man
my
is
guy
an
right now.
animal. Bro, that man's crazy. He's out there. Man's out there. He's really out there like that. Dude, I love hearing Junior speak. I mean, I believe some of his stories are not 100% true or they're flawed, but I mean, hearing that dude speak is cool, man. Like his knowledge on the old Neos, his pictures, the way he talks with the passion, bro. I'm a Junior fan. I don't want to say too much bad about him. I'm into it. I'm into it, but with a grain of salt is all I'll say. David, you found your note yet?
Yeah, I got my notes back together. So what I was saying here, Saladin said, "Good courses where you found him. I found him with the Amish. So how does that not, resonate with him?" And throughout all these questions that he's put out, and I've responded to, I've presented enough facts and what do you want to say? Enough facts and points backing up that the American Corso is yet 100% a thing. It's here to stay. And my last quote here that I'm going out with for the boy Saladin is, I'd rather have secondhand information and possess 100% of the story than firsthand information like Saladin has and only possess 50% or less of the story. So,
quote unquote, man.
quote unquote.
The man went in.
So I went in. I had a little bit of autism during this thing because the boy doesn't like to read, but try to come at your boy. Come at the boy.
What I'm saying. So I mean, this was a fast and nasty. Just get it done quick. Drop some information. Like I say, no hate, just contradicting points because I feel this is valid. This is all valid stuff. So ball is in your court, Saladin.
Yep.
On a side note, KD, hop on the pod, do the little interview. Side note, Jace Wheeler, nice interview. Shout out to the man, Convict Corsos. Saints fan 1, we cool. This is a good day for old world. We cool. We mended a wound. Mended a wound. Other side note, Tim Kaufman, get fucked. What else? Convict Corso enthusiast, these nuts.
Yeah.
Hardmouth Canine, what up? Okay, that's it for me.
All right. I got off what I needed to get off. Fucking Saladin can try to rebuttal that with the facts that I dropped on all those supposed debate points that he put out there. I mean, my biggest thing. Oh, you know what? No, let's just touch this real quick. Quinn, you got how much time you got before you gotta roll?
I got like probably 5-10 minutes.
All right. Let's just touch in on the old heads. Let's touch in quick on the old heads.
Oh shit! Alzheimer's crew unite.
Yeah. All the 40 plus year old guys that come to my YouTube channel here in the comments section every time a live goes up with their old washed up ass, no dogs, no breeding program, no kennel name, no nothing. Coming to my comment section saying, "Oh, I've been in the breed for 20 years. You're only 20, 27. What do you know?" Man, fuck all you old heads. Coming to the comment section talking this bear shit with nothing to show for yourselves. You've been in the breed 20 years, don't have a bloodline, nobody knows your name, you don't have a kennel, you don't have shit. The reason all these fucking old heads continue to come for the boy, try to disprove, try to make it look like I don't know what I'm doing, is because I'm really out here, kennel of fucking, 20-some Corsos, established bloodline, established line, what else? Making a lot of noise in the fucking scene, trying to get this shit, moving in a specific direction when it comes to the American dogs. They're just pissed off they've never done anything with their 20 years in the game. They're mad that a guy been in half the time, is doing more. So I just want to say, fuck all the old heads with your washed up asses.
Yeah, let me add on to that.
Yeah.
All these guys do the same play, rinse and repeat. They come in
the man's here. The man from the comment with his 20 years of washed up shit is in the comments.
For life 84. Biggest fan, GN for life 84. Gay nigga for life 84. Bring that ass over here, boy. Bro. So you come in and you have all this shit to say. Like, I mean, this could be delivered in a direct message to David, but no, you fucking drop a wall of text in the comment section acting like you hold the fucking holy grail of information. I've been in it for 20 years. You had one dope dog, that American bred dog that looked pretty neo-type. That dog was cool. But bro, where the fuck are you at now, bro? You're posting a picture of an import dog playing fucking tug on a spring pole. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. And then you want to talk even more shit like this is, oh, you're LARPing, you're doing whatever. David is trying to be an old-time dog. Bro, the man lives in the fucking sticks. He lives in the country. That's all those motherfuckers look like that. That dog was a legend. Who the fuck is that dog? Who is your kennel name? Nigga, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Please tell us. Comment section live. GN for Life 84. Fucking tell us. We will run pedigrees right now. I got 4 minutes and 22 seconds.
Yeah. That's
stop
exactly. Man's got nothing. Man.
All the old heads. And then, bro, let me another thing on this motherfucker. Then he'll pop up on other Corso videos, drop like he has the knowledge, and wait for somebody to hit him up with, oh, you got the real dogs. And this nigga's trying to fucking hustle puppies through the fucking email from a fucking YouTube. Put me on the phone. Put you on these nuts, bro. We'll bring you on next week. Find David. You know his Instagram. Fucking go from there. So GN for Life, get fucked.
Yeah. I mean, if this guy wants to be put on here, because seeing as we're doing this interview stuff, we're trying to branch out here. But I'll bring the dude on. But you need to present that you got information. In fact, I'm not just bringing on nobody.
Fucking Diamond Duggan.
Yeah. I'm not bringing on no just random ass dude, because in the comments you had no information to provide except for you've been in dogs for 20 years and
bro, just like y'all got scared of Tony, bro. Like you guys are all the same shit. I also feel like you guys are like at your midlife crisis and you guys have like a old men support group where you have to feel relevant by sticking together because you're all on the fucking Cialis and Viagra together. Y'all old heads got to stick together, put these young pups in their place. Get fucked, bro. Like real shit. Get fucked. Get fucked. Edgelord. I like that.
Man, it's crazy. I don't even got.
Your boy just said my foundation mail is legit. Let's go back in. So what did you do with that foundation mail besides breed it to a bunch of import shit where you have nothing to fucking show? Of course your foundation mail was legit because back in the day when those dogs were around, you bought one of those dogs before they got so contaminated. Where is it now? Where is that dog now? Nothing. You didn't fucking breed it right. So who the fuck are you? Again, I will ask to be talking all this good shit. Get fucked. Anyways, I'm fucking ranting, bro. I got 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yeah. No. I mean, this guy, like I said, I don't even.
You weren't around back in the day. No shit.
No shit. That don't mean anything. That don't mean just because we weren't born in the fucking 80s doesn't mean that we don't figure out what the fuck went on. It's like
crazy.
I don't really got no crazy hate to this guy. I mean, he's talking shit, but I don't even got no crazy hate. Like that original dog looked dope, but let's see some shit today. 2026 off that dog that is still relevant, where you kept the blood pure, you inbred, you line bred, and you still have a dog that resembles the dogs from back in the day. Because if you have downline from that dog and it looks nothing like it, you put import, then you're part of the problem. Like Tony, you contaminated the breed, you fucked it off to the import side. I don't care how long you've been in if you don't have nothing to actually show for that foundation dog downline. I agree it was dope too. I even seen you even put a production off that dog in the same video, but that video was dated 10 years ago?
I think 6 to 10 years ago.
Yeah, so it's like if you got some shit and you preserve some shit, let's talk about it. If not, don't. My thing is, don't come to my comments section talking like you've done something when everybody has had the same chance as me. Start a YouTube channel. Post the videos, find the dogs, do breedings, get some hype behind the dogs. Everybody's had the same chance. They've never done any of it. But you want to hate on the guy that's actually trying to do something with the dogs.
So, David, on that point over there, GN for life, Mr. Martin, I'm wilding out, but really there's no illegitimate hate, just, fucking little shit talk here and there. So none of that. But yeah, that fucking first dog, American dog, dope. Other than that, where's the downline after that? That's the question. If you fucking have inbred, line bred shit off of that, fucking, that's crazy. If you have that, fucking hop on. Do a fucking interview with David. Fucking go for it.
Yeah.
But if it's bred to import shit, then your argument is fucking nothing because you didn't preserve anything, and your only argument.
Let me clear it up. Let me clear it up here. Cause I'm trying to be respectful, David. Right here, I'm trying to be respectful, David.
Woosah, motherfucker.
Yo. So, fucking GN. What's his name? His name fucking. I don't even know his name. Something. Tell us your name so I can even address you as right instead of these stupid ass YouTube handles.
What is your name? What is your name?
Yeah. Anyway, what address his name? But my thing is, bro, you don't realize we have all these fucking dickheads that come to the comments that really call me Justin or Sir. Funny. I'll give you that. I'll fucking give you that. It was funny. But Justin, we have all these dickheads that come to the fucking channel who really don't have shit. Like, we have guys that come to have one pet dog, and they're trying to argue with somebody who's been breeding for 10 years. And I'm not even saying that's a long time, but they come arguing with somebody who's been breeding for 10 years, has a kennel of dogs, has a well-established line, and they talk hella shit. I don't mind if somebody comes and wants to talk shit that actually has experience and has a line and is doing something. But you have to realize, when you just drop out of nowhere, fresh out the paint, I don't know who you are. You just come across as one of these guys who has one pet dog talking hella shit. If you would drop in the comments, be like, yo, I got a fucking 10, 15-year-old line of dogs. I kept some shit off the original stuff. I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. But you didn't come like that. It came across as, these other dickheads. So to clear it up, you got actually some good points. Let's talk about it. But you came off how you came off, and you have to realize we get hit with this bullshit 24/7. So that's just to clear it up. Cream's got to fucking go. I got dog kennels to clean. We out. You can hit me on the Instagram, David_Wenrick. Hit me there, or be square. I'm out.
Justin Martin, one more. Justin Martin, what is the kennel name before we hop off? Give me something to look forward to here. Let me go do some research.
Yeah, or is your foundation dog in the database? Can we look at how the dog was bred so we can understand where you're coming from?
Just give me a little son. Just give me something here. Other than that, KD, hop on next week. We're waiting to hear KD's interview. Get at the boy KD.
Oh, man, come on, bro.
Get at the boy KD in the Instagram. Get KD to hop on here. You know what I'm saying? Let him have a good interview with David. This man is giving hints like Ron King. This man's running Ron King dogs. Like, what are we fucking talking about here, bro? What the fuck, bro? Get the fuck out of here. All right, jeez.
All right, we out.